Ronald Reed, a janitor and gas station attendant, was hiding a secret that would eventually surprise his community and inspire the world. You see, Ronald was earning minimum wage, just scraping by like many of us often feel. The man wore a tattered coat, drove a second-hand car, and spent his leisure time reading newspapers at a local library. Frugality was not just a habit for Ronald, it was a lifestyle, a philosophy that deeply impacted his financial decisions. When Ronald passed away at the age of 92, the community was astounded to discover that this man, who lived so modestly, had amassed a jaw-dropping net worth of $8 million. dollars. How could a man earning minimum wage acquire such wealth? Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we'll show you how to be a millionaire on a low salary just like Ronald. So if you're ready, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. 1. The Wealth Formula. At the heart of Ronald Reed's impressive story is a simple but powerful equation that we often refer to as the wealth formula. Wealth is basically the sum of income and investments while taking away living expenses. To break it down, 1. Income is the money you earn from your job, side hustles, and any other revenue streams. 2. Investments. This includes the return on the money you've invested in stocks, bonds, real estate, or any other assets. Remember, investments are critical to wealth accumulation because they offer returns that can far outpace simple savings. 3. Living expenses. These are the costs you incur in your daily life, from housing and food to transportation and leisure activities. The trick here is to minimize these expenses without compromising your quality of life. Now, looking at this formula, you can clearly see that increasing income and investments and decreasing living expenses will lead to increased wealth. However, there's a catch. It's not just about the numbers, it's also about your mindset and behavior. Take Ronald Reed, for instance. Despite a low income, he managed to accumulate great wealth. How? By managing his expenses meticulously and investing wisely over time. He lived below his means, prioritizing savings and investments over frivolous expenditures. The essence of the wealth formula is not about earning more, it's about retaining more. It's not about how much money you make, but how much you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. 2. The power of compounding and financial freedom. This principle played a key role in Ronald Reed's journey to amass his fortune. Simply put, compound interest is interest on interest. It's the process where the interest you earn on your investment is reinvested, and then that interest also earns interest, and so on. Over time, this snowball effect can lead to exponential growth of your investment. Let's illustrate this with an example. Imagine you save and invest $100 per month at an annual interest rate of 5%. After the first year, you would have $1,200 plus 5% interest, which equates to $1,260. The following year, you again save $1,200, but the $5 interest is now applied to $2,460, which is the sum of $1,260 and $1,200, bringing your total to around $2,583. Over time, this exponential growth can turn even modest sums into significant wealth. However, two things to note about compounding are time and consistency. Compounding needs time to work its magic, and the longer your money is invested, the more potential it has to grow. Consistency, on the other hand, involves regularly contributing to your savings or investment account, even if it's a small amount. 3. The importance of savings and reducing non-essential expenses. How can you save more? It's not always easy, especially when living on a low income. The key is understanding the difference between essential and non-essential expenses and making conscious efforts to reduce the latter. Essential expenses are things you cannot do without. These are your needs. They include food, housing, healthcare, and basic utilities. Non-essential expenses, on the other hand, are your wants. These are things that enhance your lifestyle but aren't necessarily for survival, such as eating out, subscriptions to multiple streaming services, or that daily gourmet coffee. Now, don't get me wrong, enjoying your money is important, but achieving a balance between enjoying the present and securing your future is vital. Just like Ronald, despite his modest income, he practiced frugality, focusing on needs over wants, enabling him to save and invest more of his income. A practical way to reduce non-essential expenses is by implementing a budgeting strategy, such as the 50-30-20 rule. This rule suggests that you allocate 50% of your income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and investments. If you want to learn more about this method, check the link in the description box below. So what non-essential expenses could you reduce to boost your savings? Share your thoughts in the comments below. 4. The importance of early and consistent savings. There's a common misconception that you need to have a lot of money to start saving or investing. That couldn't be further from the truth. What you need isn't necessarily a large sum of money, but time. And the earlier you start, the better. Starting early allows your money more time to grow through the magic of compound interest, a phenomenon we've previously discussed. Remember our $100 per month saving example? Now imagine if you start this process in your 20s versus your 40s. Over 2 decades, the difference could amount to hundreds of thousands of dollars thanks to compounding. However, starting early isn't enough. Consistency is equally important. Regularly setting aside a portion of your income, no matter how small, can accumulate into significant wealth over time. Ronald Reed's story is a testament to this. Despite earning a modest income, his consistent savings and investments allowed him to accumulate $8 million dollars over his lifetime. One of the best ways to ensure consistent savings is by adopting the pay yourself first principle. This means that as soon as you receive your income, you immediately set aside a fixed percentage for savings or investments before taking care of other expenses. This method guarantees that you're continually contributing to your wealth regardless of your spending habits. 5. Simplifying personal finance through automation. What is automation in personal finance? Simply put, it's setting up your finances to run automatically. This could involve automated transfers for bill payments, automatic deductions for savings, or regular investments in mutual funds or index funds. The goal is to eliminate the need for manual handling of these tasks, thereby reducing the chances of missed payments or skipped savings. Automation has several advantages. It helps you stick to your budget and savings goals because the money is moved automatically, reducing the temptation to overspend. Moreover, it saves time and removes the stress of managing your money manually, providing peace of mind that everything is on track. Consider Ronald Reed. It's unlikely that he manually managed all his investments and savings every month. Instead, he probably had a system in place to ensure consistency. Now, most banks and investment platforms today offer automated services. You can set up automatic transfers for monthly bills, auto debit arrangements for savings or investments, and even automatic escalation where your savings or investment contributions increase over time. But remember, automation doesn't mean set and forget. Regular check ins are essential to ensure everything is running smoothly and to make adjustments when necessary. As your income increases or expenses change, your automated systems should reflect these changes. 6. Diversifying income streams. Why diversify? Let's think about it. If you're solely dependent on a single source of income, what happens if that source suddenly disappears or gets reduced? It's a precarious position to be in. On the other hand, having multiple income streams provides a safety net and reduces the risk of financial instability. The types of income streams are many and varied. Beyond your primary job, you could consider rental income, starting a side business, freelance work, peer-to-peer lending, investing in stocks or bonds, or even generating passive income through royalties from a book or a blog. The idea is to have several income sources, so if one fails, the others can buffer the impact. However, remember that with every income stream you consider, there are risks involved. Always do your research and ensure you fully understand what you're getting into. Diversification isn't about randomly adding income streams, it's about strategically selecting and managing them to balance risk and reward. 7. Investing wisely and avoiding day trading. Investing wisely starts with understanding that it's a long-term strategy. It's about patiently allowing your investments to grow over time, not expecting quick riches. And here's where avoiding day trading comes into play. Day trading, or the practice of buying and selling stocks within a single day, may seem appealing due to the promise of quick gains. However, it carries significant risks and is often compared to gambling. Research indicates that most day traders lose money, and only a very small percentage consistently earn profits. Day trading requires deep knowledge, extensive research, constant market monitoring, and substantial starting capital. It can also lead to severe financial losses due to market volatility. Instead of trying to time the market, consider a buy and hold strategy. This strategy, practiced by successful investors like Warren Buffett, involves buying stocks and holding them for a long time, regardless of market fluctuations. It banks on the historical upward trend of the market over time and the power of compound interest. And if you're a beginner to investing, we got you. Check the video in the description box to learn the ultimate guide to investing for beginners. 8. Staying the course during market volatility. No financial journey is without its fair share of bumps. In our wealth building expedition, these bumps often come in the form of market volatility. Market volatility refers to the rate at which the price of an asset, such as a stock or commodity, increases or decreases. In times of economic uncertainty or global events, markets can swing dramatically, which can be daunting for any investor. Staying the course during these volatile periods can be one of the most challenging aspects of investing, especially if you're new to the game. It's natural to feel a sense of panic when you see the value of your investments decreasing. However, successful investors understand that volatility is part of the game and that markets have historically trended upwards in the long term. A key aspect of staying the course is having a solid investment plan and sticking to it. Your plan should align with your financial goals, risk tolerance, and investment timeline. Once you have this in place, market fluctuations become less about panic and more about opportunity. Remember our friend Ronald Reed? Despite market ups and downs, he stayed invested for the long haul and it paid off significantly. He didn't jump ship at the first sign of stormy weather. Instead, he held onto his investments, believing in their long-term potential. Another technique for weathering volatility is diversification, or spreading your investments across various asset classes. Diversification can help mitigate risk and smooth out returns over time. Finally, consider automating your investments. By consistently investing a set amount on a regular schedule, you can take advantage of dollar cost averaging. This strategy can help you buy more shares when the prices are low and fewer when prices are high, potentially lowering the total average cost per share of the investment. 9. Self-education and continuous learning. The pathway to financial freedom is one of continuous learning and self-education. You can't improve what you don't understand, and when it comes to finances, understanding is crucial. Indeed, the most prosperous people in the world are often the most dedicated to ongoing learning. The concept of self-education can be intimidating, especially when dealing with something as complex as financial management. But consider this, Ronald Reed, a janitor by profession, became a multi-millionaire not because he had a high-paying job, but because he had an unwavering commitment to learning about savings and investments. So, where do you start? You're already on the right track by watching this video and others like it. Use reliable financial websites, blogs, books, and podcasts as resources to learn from experts. Use these mediums to increase your understanding of different investment vehicles, the importance of savings, the magic of compound interest, the role of diversification, and more. Join communities both online and offline where you can ask questions, share experiences, and learn from the financial journeys of others. As a famous saying by Sir Isaac Newton goes, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Learning from those who have gone before you can help you avoid common pitfalls and accelerate your progress towards financial independence. Finally, remember that your financial education is not a sprint but a marathon. Don't pressure yourself to understand everything at once. Take your time and try to learn something new each day. Make learning a habit and remember that even small steps can lead to big results over time. So, how about you? What's one financial topic you'd like to learn more about? Share your answers in the comments below. The path to millionaire status is not exclusive to high earners. With the right mindset, disciplined savings, and smart investing, you too can build wealth on a low salary. Remember to hit the like button if you found this information valuable, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Until the next video, cheers.